Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video. And today we have the card game 51st State, a card game by Ignacy Trzewiczek. This is the complete master set. This game is for ages 14 up, lasts about 60 to 90 minutes, and it's for 1 to 4 players. You're going to build to gain the card's ability, raise it to gain goods once, make a deal with it to receive goods every round. Includes a single player variant. So again, you could do it by 1 player or up to 4 players. The world you know no longer exists. There is no government, no army, no civilization. The United States has collapsed, and now, 30 years after the war started, new powers finally try to take control over the ruined country, try to establish a new order, try to control others, and create a new country, a new state, the 51st State. 51st State is a card game in which players control one of 4 powers trying to build a new country. Players put new locations into play, make deals, and send people to work in buildings to gain resources and new skills. To do this, every card in 51st State can be used in 3 different ways. Raise a location to gain many resources once. Deal with this location to gain 1 resource every turn. Build a location so that you can use its abilities each turn. 51st State Master Set marks the rebirth of 51st State line, with this set containing 88 cards from the original base game and 50 cards from both the New Era and Winter expansions. This entire set has been rebalanced to offer a cohesive experience no matter which expansion you choose to use. This is how does your state look like. Be sure you have some gangs to attack your opponent. Each time you attack, bring home something valuable. Use your resources to gain victory points. Over here you got your game contents. Again, it's for ages 14 up, 69 minutes to play. It takes, and you can have it either played in solo mode or up to 4 players. Brought to you by Portal Games, as released in 2016. For more information, go to portalgames.pl right there. All right, let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. First things first, you've got your 51st State. Goal of the game. Your goal is to build a new state in this post-apocalyptic world. Whether you command merciless mutants or brave New Yorkers, your aim is always simple and clear. Conquer new lands, incorporate new regions, and destroy everyone who is of no value. How will you achieve this? It's pretty simple. Many cards in the game will let you gain victory points. Use them as often as you can, because when any player reaches 25 victory points, they will trigger the end game sequence. You finished a round and then gain 1 victory point for each card you have in your state, and you add it to your score. And now, the most important thing, the highest score wins the game. Pretty novel, huh? All right. So again, it tells you about all the components we have in the game. Markers, tokens. Game overview, anatomy of how to read one of those cards that you have there. Goods and icons. Managing your locations. Production feature, action production. Rules of play, basic game concepts. You can build a location, you can raise a location, you can make a deal with a location. Flow of a round, draft, production, action, cleanup. You got the lookout phase, you got the production phase, you got faction board, deal, production locations. You can burn them to the ground. The goods are collected the following way: cards, victory points, and all other goods. Action phase, build a location, make a deal, raise a location. Use an action card from a card. Use an action from your faction board. Use another player's open production location. Take a connection card, pass. Build a location. Rules of play. Make a deal. Raise a location. Use an action from a location or your faction board. Send a worker to another player's open production location. Take or play a connection card. Cleanup phase. Other options. End of game. End of game is triggered when any player reaches 25 victory points. When this happens, finish the current action phase but skip cleanup. If a player reaches 25 points during the production phase, proceed to the action phase as normal. After the action phase is completed, skip the cleanup phase and calculate the final score of each player. The player with the highest points wins the game. To have more victory points, the goal is to have more victory points than the virtual player at the end of the game. The virtual player collects points by raising your location and building his own location. The game end is triggered when you either you or the virtual player reaches 25. Again, you can play this solo, or you can play this as up to 4 players. And then they have the solo game rules to set up the lookup phase, production phase, the action phase. Example of a virtual attack. Achievement tables: mutant, survivor, human, trader, soldier, cyborg, grandmaster. And game end. And then hock in some more of the things, and then the detail of the cards. Tells you how to read them and everything else you need to know there. And all the good people who brought you this game. So the total pages in the rulebook, and it all comes down to it, is, including solo mode, 13 pages. So not too bad. So you want to get involved in your first game, here's your setup, and it tells you exactly how to set up the game board and everything else you're going to need with the cards and so on and so forth. At the back, you have a rule summary. You've got the game overview, the cleanup phase, remember the game end, the icons, the goods, lookout phase, production phase, action phase, what you can do. Again, cleanup, icons, goods, other icons, location, abilities, remember, game end, clarifications, and reminders. So that's that page there. You also have this sheet, which goes around the box actually, which is open in case of emergency. So you have your player boards. So you have up to 4 players. So you've got your the Merchants Guild. You've got your actions, your feature, your production. Again, deals, production, feature, and actions. Not quite sure why I have this girl on one side and guy on that side. Not sure. That'll be explained to you in the rulebook which side you're supposed to use. I think it might be whether you're playing solo mode or whether you're playing competitive mode. So there's one. You also have, same thing, Appalachian Federation. Same thing. Production, feature, actions. Again, 2 different sides. Not sure. Then you also have, again, your Mutants Union. Again, you have your production, your feature, and your action. So it appears that everybody gets the same. Is it right? Nope. Again, the faction has a different, everybody has their different tokens for their faction. So if you're going to be the Mutants Union, you're going to have the Biohazard one. If you're going to be the Appalachian Federation, you're going to have the almost like a hammer and sickle, but it's 2 hammers. Let's see. Nope, your production, you make different things. So you see that up top there, how that's different. Down here, actions that you could do, which you can spend and stuff like that. It's all different for each faction. The last faction you could be is the New York faction. So you got your production, your feature, and of course your actions. So those are your 4 game boards. And this is either your timing board, nothing on the back, your rounds, or scoring. And the goal is to 25 points. So we have bags of tokens, all kinds of stuff here. So these are different things that you're making. So I'm assuming, again, the tokens are explained to you. These are gasoline tanks. There you go. There's your gasoline, your different gasoline tank, which is really cool. So that's some of the resources you're trying to make. Get a baggie of those. You can make weapons. Making some weapons. There you go. Of course, to do these things, you need some workers. So you got some meeples. All of them are identical. Get a bag of meeples, and those are your workers. You get another set of red tokens. I'm assuming these go with your various different factions. So you got red ones that look like that. Blue ones. You have gray ones. And then you have multicolored ones. That would be for anybody. So there you go. They're all the same, except for the color. Then you have some more tokens. And they're all the same in the box, in the bag, I should say. These are bullets. Then you have some police ones. And these are, I'm not quite sure how these are used in the game, but I saw these. So it says ×5, so maybe it's ×5 worker or gang members or police units, not sure. But they're all set up the same. So I'm not sure. Again, you're gonna, but they're all the same. I'll get a couple of them. So I'll see that would be explained to you in the rule book. What those are utilized for. Okay, that's another token. You get some red bricks. So again, construction materials. Nothing fancy, but they're little red bricks. And you get a baggie full of those. And you get some mechanical parts, some gears. And you get a bag full of those. These are your 4 factions that you have here, which represents, so on the scoring card up there, you would put these on there, letting you know how many points you have. You got your biohazard, you have the 2 hammers, you have the 2 hands, and you have the eagle there. So it looks like to me, New York is the eagle. So when you look at New York, right up there has the eagle. So that's the eagle right there. Appalachia, again, is the 2 hammers. The mutant squad is that biohazard symbol. And the merchants guild have the merchant symbol. So there you go. We know exactly what those are used for, so that's good. And it says worth a certain amount of points on the back. Every one of them says +50 on the back. As you can see, they all have +50 on the back. And a faction in front. All right, this is another one. And these look like bulldozers, so looks like construction equipment. So a bag of tokens that look like this. there. We have some cards. These are the base set, and like it said, it comes with a base set of cards. Well, first of all, we got this guy here. I think this is the player token, so who goes when? That's cool. This is what we call the starter set, the base deck right here. How the cards are used, it's all explained in the rule books. So you got distance, your spoils, negotiator, tells you what you get. Again, all this is described to you on the, all of it is explained to you in the rule book how to read these cards. So you got your distance, spoils, negotiator. You got thieves caravan. You've got corner shop, old cinema, convoy, assassin, skyscraper, parking lot, sharash, excavator, construction vehicles, parking lot, quarry, city guards, clay pit, skyscraper, deserted colony, huge machinery, motel, assembly plant, pub, arena, shadow, docks, shipwreck, oilman fortress, oil rig, fuel tank, museum, wreck tank, hideout, wreck tank, methane storage, corner shop, oil trader, docks, brick supplier, shipwreck, rubble, quarry, wreck tank, merc outpost, gun shop, the church, construction vehicles, the arena, the church, shelter, bioweaponry, negotiator, bioweaponry, clay pit, factory, murderer's pub, rebel trader, confessor, pub, gun shop, radioactive fuel, scrap metal, refinery, weapon trader, thieves den, gunsmith, scrap trader, oil rig, assassin, ruined library, assembly plant, fuel tank, construction vehicles, school, archive, school, camp, boiler room, crossroads, gasoline cultist, school, brick storage, hideout, radioactive fuel, huge machinery, gasoline drinker's den, abandoned suburbs, oilman fortress, and then you have underground warehouse. Again, if you look at the cards, all the cards have different things on them. So it says the distance from you, the spoils, the different things that you can accumulate. Now there's one of those things that I told you I didn't know what it was used for, but there it is right there. You can make a gasoline here as well. Underground warehouse, it says. So feature, you may store up to 3 guns, 3 gasoline, some widgets, and a brick here during the cleanup phase. Take them back during the next production phase. Again, you can get some bullets there, you got some gas there, and down here it kind of tells you. It says deal at the bottom there. So these are this is your starting deck. So it's a deck that everybody uses. These are called your base game cards. Yes. Put those back in the baggie here so we know what to look at. So that's your base game right there. But again, in this game, you also get a set of connection cards as well. So let's look at these connection cards. So let's take a look what it says here. It says junk train, merchants, punks, merchants, punks. Oh, more merchants, another merchant, junk train, thugs, punks, thugs. That's instant spend 1 gun to gain 3 of those tokens which we showed you earlier. So again, not sure what these cards are used for or how they're utilized, but you can see that some of them are blue, some of them are red. And obviously all these cards are explained to you in the core rulebook, which you'll have to read right there. Again, these are called your connection cards. Again, the merchants, junk train. And these are your thugs and punks. Possibly to give bonuses to your faction. I'm not quite sure. Put those right in here like that. And the backs of those are identical to what is in your starter deck. So these go with your starter deck. Again, how they're used, I'll explain it to you in the core rulebook. So these are the cards for your base set. Then we have your expansions you have for winter, and you have for new era. So let's take a look at the new era cards first. So you have your new era cards, which are here. Again, same information laid out the same way as all the other decks of cards are. Again, at the bottom here, it's going to tell you the faction and what you're doing or what you're trying to gain from these cards. All right. So we've got here distance. Your distance is 2. It's 2 away from where you're at. The spoils, what you get for winning. You get some workers. You get some gears or some metals, whatever that's used, however they define that in here. And where you're going to. You're going to an old settlement. All right. Action: spend 1 gear to gain 1 additional worker. May be activated twice. Again, deal. All right. The church, the slave merchant, the radioactive colony, foundation, black market contacts, espionage center, secret outpost, Pete's office, preacher of the new era, disassembly workshop, the Bronx gang, Lemmy's storage, labor camp, post office, trading camp, builders, rehabilitation center, oil field, brick village, combat zone, pickers, Ohio cavalry, Ricky the merchant, haven, natural shelters, production manager, bus station, gasoline tower, excavator, courthouse, expedition camp, the iron gang, the hangar, the iron gang, hidden forge, Pete's office, guild's garage, car garage, truck, ganger's dive, mesmerizer's dwelling again, the rifle, slave hunters. Okay, so there you go. So those are your cards for the new era. And last but not least, you also have your winter deck. It's another expansion. So again, you got your base. In this game, you have your base set, which is here. And these are your connection cards. These are your base cards. This is your connection cards. And again, this is the new era. This is one of your expansions. And this is your second expansion, which is the winter deck. So the winter deck, all these cards are set up exactly the same way, as you can tell. So here we go. You got your distance, you got your spoils, again, what you're going to win. You got the sheriff's office, tanker shipwreck, craftsman guild, black fortress, storehouse, outpost mercenaries, landfill, steel eagle, excavator, oil room, expedition camp, haven, hangar, demolition team, wreckers, courthouse, armed merchants, patriot tower, marketplace, body hunters, pub, Caravaneer, Camino Real, again, combat vehicle, marketplace, Salt Lake Tower, material depository, the hold, military warehouse, solitary trader, black market, mobile storage, 8 Mile, propaganda station, transmitter, Ted's bus, Dark Visions gang, Dream City, wreck tank, old cinema, hibernation chambers, crossing, oilman, power station, suppliers, wire entanglement, construction site, cistern, and last but not least, you have a small factor. Again, its distance is 2, spoils, tells you what you win. Of course, you get a victory point, and you get some gears. A small factor, production, one experience point for each widget that you gain during production phase, maximum of 3. And there you have it. And that is your winter expansion. So this is everything that's included and concludes our unboxing of board game, or card game should I say, 51st State, the complete master set, which is a card game by Ignacy Trzewiczek. Sorry if I botched the name, it's apologies to that. So as always, thank you so much for joining us for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed it, you can always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You can also hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well. Enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.